It's been 2 months since I posted, and I'm sorry about that, but I have a reason. So what happened is I ordered new equipment, so I got my Canon 70D and my microphone and my tripod. You see, that took some time because I had them shipping from different countries. And so that's why it's been quite a long time for me to post. But anyway, I do have a good video, and that is my Suicide Squad review. And hopefully it will be good and make you want to still be subscribed to me. Okay, firstly, I just want to say this is a non-spoiler review. There'll be no spoilers, spoiler free, don't you worry. And secondly, I just want to say, critics are harsh. Like, for what Rotten Tomatoes gave Suicide Squad, 26%? That's just not right. Like, I think it was really low. And I saw some people actually enjoyed this movie. I thought it was quite entertaining. Yes, it has flaws, but David Ayer does give quite some entertaining moments in this movie. As into the soundtrack. Yes, you know what, it was kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, but they were trying to give it their own touch. They're trying to make it entertainful. Because you know what, it was better than Batman vs Superman. Batman vs Superman, to me, wasn't a great movie. It was kind of decent, but it just felt really mixed up. Where this movie is quite edited wrongly, but it does give those moments that you enjoy. And I think that this movie should have actually been kind of high in Rotten Tomatoes as to the cast. You have Cara Delevingne as Enchantress, Will Smith as Deadshot, who plays like Deadshot in his own way, as of course as Will Smith always plays Will Smith. But he was giving his own persona to this character and how he feels. And Margaret Robbie as Harley Quinn, I thought was going to be bad, but you know what? She was amazing in this movie. I actually would want a movie about her because her acting was just really top notch. And my opinion on Jared Leto as a Joker, now, that's a big section in the video that I'll talk about later, but I actually thought this movie was entertaining, and you should go watch it. I don't think that these critics were fair on this movie, and that obviously there's flaws, but just go watch it, see it for yourself, and you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the whole movie experience for it. Because I did, my friends did, and people actually did laugh at certain moments that even I thought was funny. Plot of the movie is Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, who is amazing. What she does is basically she gets all the villains in prison, and she makes a group called Task Force X. And this is for when, you know, if Superman's not here, or if he goes rogue or anything like that, so they can deal with those big problems. And this led to this whole group going through a really big mission, obviously making the Suicide Squad, because if anything goes on, they're just going to play it on them, and they don't really care about these characters. And you know, it just goes on from there. But what I thought of this movie is that I thought that it was fun, it was creative with what it does. Obviously, there are some shaky parts into the movie, but you do get some good idea as to the anticipation just keeps going on. And there is some slow parts, but you know what, it washes off again with more freaking anticipation. The action I thought was good. Okay, so positives about the movie. I thought that from the DC universe, as to compared to Batman vs Superman, this gave it more of a positive note that we'll actually get an entertaining movie. Because for me, Batman vs Superman obviously wasn't the best, and this gave it a positiveness that maybe in the future that we're going to get good DC films. Obviously it wasn't the best, but it gave that idea. And I thought that this movie had a lot to give as to story-wise, as to why these actually villains are fighting for it. And obviously we get more of like emotions for these villains, because obviously we never get emotion for the villain. We never feel what they feel, but in this movie we do. We get an idea of them. And I thought this movie that David Ayer gave was really good. And I liked the whole idea of how this cast was so together as to showing the behind the scenes. But what I thought was bad about it is that some scenes in the trailer is not really in the movie, and that doesn't really go with it. Joker's not really in it. Like, Joker only has, I think, 20 minutes in the movie, and it's just, he doesn't really do anything. And that's why for me, I wasn't a big fan of Jared Leto right here, because I thought that I can't really judge him because it's only 20 minutes, but they needed to add Jared Leto a little bit more, and his dialogue to me wasn't the best. But I do have hope that he can obviously how when he gets his movies with Batman that he will be better, because oh man, like I know I didn't get anything. There's some ideas I didn't just go with. I didn't really say, hey, that's pretty good. I wasn't a big fan of him. But was I big? What I was a big fan of was Amanda Waller. Man, Viola Davis gives a really good like interpretation of her, and just compared to the animated show that I used to watch, they were exactly like. And in this movie, it is just watching the trailers, I actually had no idea who the villain was, and I won't obviously ruin what the villain was here. But you know what? I think it was a good surprise, and I was surprised in some areas because the movie did like become a mystery, as in what the squad was doing and what's actually going on. Flaws of this movie: I thought that the connection between Harley Quinn and Joker was too much, because I don't know, in the comics and the cartoon series, he always treated her like an object. And I know that's harsh, but that's what it was. And from this movie, I thought they were too close. I don't know. I thought, because he didn't give a crap about her. And in this, he gives just loads of shits about her. He does anything for her. And I know, it was quite shocking for me because I didn't feel like it was best. And we don't really see their connection that much. You know, we see flashbacks, but we don't really see what happens in those flashbacks. Like, we don't understand why she falls for him, why, and it's really short. That's the same with other superheroes. We don't really see the whole entire story. Obviously, a short amount of time, but it still gives that connection to those heroes, because we do see their files, we understand them, and it is very touching towards it. Another flaw would be the Joker. Obviously, I didn't think Jared Leto was the best for it, and I thought that they needed to work on that. Some scenes, like such in editing, I thought editing could have been improved on, because it's very mixed up. Like there's shots where that are not even needed, in my opinion, and I thought there's also some moments in the movie where you're just like, yeah, it's getting a little bit slow now, and I don't know. That's how I felt. That was just my opinion. That it started to die down at one point, but it looked like the movie was going nowhere. But then obviously it turned around back, and that's where I thought, you know what, it's an alright movie. Better than Batman vs Superman. I'm gonna say that a lot. Overall, I give this movie a 7 out of 10 pizza slices. This would be because 1, it has a good cast of characters. 2, I like the plot, and 3, overall, the whole action scenes and seeing different flashbacks of each character just intrigued me. It would have been 6.5, but because of Will Smith, it did humour me a lot, and he always plays himself, but for some reason he just fits into the character. Overall, I think you should go watch it, check out in the cinema, and yeah, buy it for Blu-ray as well. I think it's really good for the DC universe, and it's just giving us a sign that they're going to be improving and making the audience love the DC universe probably more than the Marvel universe. We'll just see. So, peace out.